Holland, Texas gave us more history as our straight line racing led to another record-setting DD Fandom Protector win, but it was Fullboar who took the freestyle crown. Tonight at the heart of Texas Speedway, our drivers have another chance to knock out DD Live and the Protector. Will history be made once again? This is the Rigs of Rod semi-realistic points series, and this is Monster Jam! Hello everybody and welcome back to the Rorsrps channel. My name is Preston Vieira and we are back once again on the Indy Madness tour. Tonight we're in Mott, Texas at the heart of Texas Speedway, about to jump into round one of our Dubby racing competition in search of our next Dubby racing champion. Once again, we have two subs in our lineup and I'm very curious to see if we'll have another substitute take a win tonight. But for now, let's check out our racing bracket for round one and see who's going to be facing off tonight. Kicking us off, it's DD Live in the DD Fandom Protector. He'll be taking on Dan Dahlgren in Iron Outlaw. Jim Koehler in Megabyte is going to face off against Matthew Hood in Rage. Kaylyn Mowery in Jailbird is going to be facing off against Corey Fisher in Blacksmith. Jack Merkle in Vorian Prime is going to take on Bobby Holman in Shadow the Hedgehog. Giovanna Hayes in Megalodon Fire will take on John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. Chuckie Pauken in Excaliber is going to take on Dawson Rayas in Shake Me, followed by Cole Pecka in Amsoil Shock Therapy facing off against Colt Durham in Plain Krazy. And closing out round one, it's Ed Eckert in Fullboar. He'll be facing off against Jimmy Creten in Bounty Hunter. So kicking off the first round, here they are, your first opponents of the night. DD Live and the DD Fandom Protector, the history-making, the record-breaking driver himself, DD Live over there. He's on your right. He'll be taking on Dan Dahlgren in Iron Outlaw, and they're out here saying hello to the fans. Dan Dahlgren, I know he is hyped to be here back once again, looking to make up some points that he was unable to make last show. He was subbed out after his points loss in Round Rock, Texas, our second show of the season. DD Live has been here since the second show. He's been taking almost non-stop wins. Out of the 4 competitions that he's been in, he's won 3. Tonight is his third show, another record for a substitute. We've never had a substitute until the DD Fandom Protector make it to a third show. He's here looking for his 4th. Can the history continue is the question on every driver's mind tonight as they hit the track. And especially for Dan Dahlgren as he lines up against him. This is going to be an interesting race for sure. Big layout out here in the heart of Texas Speedway. Let's see what happens. Both trucks staged, ready to go. We're going green for round one. Over the car, looking good. DD Live is the first one to the ground and the first one to that first big hit into the rest of this racing layout. First turn, DD Live looking good. Dan Dahlgren not too bad, not too far behind. If there's any type of a slip from DD Live, Dan may be able to come back, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen here. Dan with a big slide on the exit of the turn. He's all over the place here. DD Live and the DD Fandom Protector takes the first race of the night as we get a big slap wheelie from Dan Dahlgren. Hopefully he can bring that out in freestyle because that's the next time we're going to be seeing him. He is done for the racing competition. He'll be back in freestyle in just a little while. Matthew Hood in Rage coming out next. He'll be on your left taking on Jim Koehler in that Megabyte truck. Awesome custom coming out here in Mott, Texas. I'm hoping that Jim Koehler can reclaim some of that former glory that we saw him capture last season. He was the tour champion on the Custom Chaos Tour. He's coming out here in this season and he hasn't taken a win yet. He's had some solid performances. He is doing pretty well overall in the point standings, but he's not taken any wins yet. Can he do it tonight? I know he's going to try. Matthew Hood, same thing. We saw the Rage affiliated truck, Rageaholic, make it to the World Finals last season. Matthew really needs some points on his side. We're going green here off of that first car. Big air from both of these Team Scream drivers. Nicely done. Heading into our first turn here. Rage getting up on 2 wheels here, riding it out, trying to get that truck settled down. Oh my goodness, it is all Jim Koehler here into the final turn. Doesn't look like it's going to happen for him, no. Jim Koehler in Megabyte keeps that truck under control and takes it to an easy victory here in round 1. Definitely thought the competition was going to be tighter. It was an excellent race heading into that first turn, but a big mistake from Matthew Hood puts him out here in round 1. He'll have to make up some points in the freestyle competition. As we move forward with our night, Kaylyn Mowery in Jailbird is coming out next on your right. She'll be taking on Corey Fisher in Blacksmith. Jailbird, a finalist from Holland, Texas. Our last show did excellent in the straight line racing. Can she do it again here? We kind of have elements of the straight line track here in Mott tonight, especially in the final straightaway. Got 2 humps that you got to get over, 2 jumps before the finish line. And I mean, you got kind of a similar start here. We got a single car stack, just like in Holland, Texas, before you kind of make a slight right in Jailbird's case and take on the little roller. Can she keep it together and make it up into round 2? Corey Fisher, someone who's in desperate need of some points, he's been on a mission to try and repair some of this racing, reputation, for lack of a better word here. Coming through our first turn, it's looking good from Corey Fisher. He's keeping up with the finalists from last show. Heading into this final turn, they're neck and neck here. Jailbird, Kaylyn Mowery, pretty tight. A little all over the place in the exit of the turn from Corey Fisher. It is not going to happen for him. Kaylyn Mowery narrowly avoiding those tires on the landing. Big slap wheelie from Corey Fisher this time. And it is Kaylyn Mowery moving on to round 2 tonight. Here's somebody who's an excellent racer, made it up into the semifinals a few times now. Vorian Prime, Jack Merkle on your right, taking on Bobby Holman in Shadow the Hedgehog. I talked about it a few times that Jack Merkle is not to be messed with, especially here in his own equipment. Bringing out the Vorian Prime truck. Usually on these other tours, he's driving some replicas, some Gravediggers, and trucks of the sort. Just actual Monster Jam affiliated trucks. This season here on the ROR SRPS channel, he's driving his own truck, his own chassis, his own custom. And he's pulling that thing up to the line, and it's been working for him so far. 2 semifinal appearances, and last show he just didn't do too well in the straight line racing. Seems to do better when there's turns on the track. We'll see how he does here this time, taking on Bobby Holman in Shadow the Hedgehog. Heading into the roller. Big leap from both drivers. Jack Merkle a little all over the place on the landing. Curious if that is going to hurt him. Both trucks looking good around this turn. Jack Merkle super clean through the first turn. Still pretty neck and neck. Any mistake from Jack could let Bobby grab the lead, but no. A big bobble getting a little tacked up in the turn from Bobby Holman as Jack Merkle clips the tires and goes down over the finish line. Jack Merkle will be moving on to round 2. They just got to change out that tire and make sure he's good to go, but he took the win. So hopefully he'll be back for more in the next round. Giovanna Hayes in Megalodon Fire coming out next, taking on John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, a returning substitute. He was a substitute last season, and now he's a substitute once again, this time filling in for George 20D10 in that Chillin' Villain truck, the points loser in Holland. We'll see how he does up against the world racing champion right now, Megalodon Fire, Giovanna Hayes. This truck went into the final round of racing at the World Finals last season and took a win and took the first racing championship of this season as well. So we'll see how she does here in Mott, Texas, as we get launching off of that starting line, taking on John Zimmer Jr. in that returning substitute truck. Big air over that roller heading into our first turn here. Looking super tight from Giovanna Hayes, a little too tight. She clips the car. She's a little all over the place here, and that is going to hurt her pass big time. She does keep that truck from rolling over, but it doesn't look like she's going to make up the ground on John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity into round 2 here tonight, one step closer to a substitute in the Dubby final round. I'm assuming he would have to get past DD Live, but we got to see if DD Live even makes it to the finals tonight. We got a long way to go and some heavy hitters in the bracket. Chuckie, Pauken included in Excaliber coming out on your right. He's taking on Dawson, Rayas in Shake Me, an incredible truck. Celebrating 5 years of competition with this awesome new custom body. And that thing looks great, and he's been driving this thing great, man. He's been struggling a little bit in the racing competition. However, in freestyle, he's been really making a name for himself here on this channel, and I'm loving it every time he hits the track. Hopefully, he can make up some racing points tonight. I'd love to see him get up into the semifinals once again, or potentially the Dubby final round. Chuckie Pauken, his first competitor of the night, an awesome driver and a pretty solid racer when it comes to it. One semifinal appearance under his belt so far this season. We'll see if he can do it again tonight. Here we go. Going green over the car. Nicely done. Solid landing. A little bit of a slap with it, looked like, from Dawson Rayas. Sloppy landing from Chuckie Pauken. It is all Dawson Rayas right now in the lead. He is out wide, though, in the turn, letting Chuckie Pauken catch up just a little bit. Looks like we're neck and neck heading into our final turn. Oh, Dawson Rayas high sides it, and down he goes. In the turn, Dawson is done here in round one, and unfortunately, thanks to the DNF, he will be taking 0 points for this racing competition tonight, which is very unfortunate. Just for finishing a lap in the first round, you get 2 season points. He was unable to do that, so he will be getting 0. Chuckie Pauken moves on to round 2 tonight. Cole Pecka coming out next. Chuckie's teammate in Amsoil Shock Therapy. He'll be taking on Colt Durham in Plain Krazy. Colt is definitely looking for some racing points. He's going to struggle here, though, I got to be honest. Cole Pecka is our first overall champion of the season this season, and he made it up all the way into the final round of racing in Cameron, Texas, our first show of the season. So that's one of the things that led to his overall. I'm curious to see if Colt has what it takes to hang with Cole tonight. Pulling up to the line, it's anyone's game. Really interesting track. The dirt is tacky out here, man. It looks like some of these guys are just sliding around. They're honestly getting lucky. I mean, a lot of it comes down to skill and knowing your truck, but it's a tacky track. Anyone can get caught up. Heading into our first turn for Cole and Colt, and there it is right there. Cole clips the car in the first turn, gets up on 2 wheels, and it looks like he is done. He was able to save the truck, but I don't think he's going to be able to save his pass. Over the line, it is Colt Durham in Plain Krazy, making it out of the first round for the first time this season. Great job, Colt, just sticking with it and keeping that truck on all fours. Cole just getting a little too excited in that Amsoil Shock Therapy truck. We'll see him come out in freestyle. We're already at the end of the first round, though. Eckert in Fullboar coming out on your right. He's taking on Jimmy Creten in Bounty Hunter on your left. Jimmy, a one-time world racing champion, looking for some racing championships throughout the season. Also looking for a freestyle championship if he can get it. But he needs to get into the Dubby Racing Finals. He's been talking about it for a while. He's upset with the way that he's been performing in racing. He wants to do better throughout the season. Can that start tonight? Eckert in Fullboar, 2 freestyle championships under his belt. But he is another driver that really would like to see the final round of racing. He's seen it once before in Round Rock. He wants to take a win tonight. Can he do it as we go green to close out the first round? Heading over the roller. Big leap from both drivers. Oh, Eckert a little all over the place as he clips the final ramp. Getting a little hiked up there. Front left tire getting up into the air. It is neck and neck pretty much as we head into the final turn. Jimmy with a very slight lead. Heading to the line, though, Jimmy Creten is gonna hold it. Jimmy Creten and Bounty Hunter is into the next round as Eckert clips the tires. Very similar to Jack Merkle in Vorian Prime. Down goes Fullboar. We'll see him in freestyle. Let's get a look at our racing bracket as we head into round 2. But first, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We got new shows every Saturday and 3 tours to choose from. That's 16 trucks per tour plus subs that'll get rotated every week. Also, check out the RORSRPS Instagram for all kinds of extra content, including early access to the week's racing bracket, pit party pictures, and more. It's a lot of fun over there on Instagram. You get a little insight just as the tours move on, and you know, it's just fun. A little extra content from the channel. But heading into round 2 is DD Live and the DD Phantom Protector taking on Jim Koehler and Megabyte. Jailbird will take on Vorian Prime. Terminal Velocity is going to take on Excaliber. And closing out round 2, it's Plain Krazy versus Bounty Hunter. Jim Creten getting another shot at the next round. DD Live and the DD Phantom Protector taking the track right now. He is hyped to be here once again, one step closer to another racing championship. Can he do it tonight? Jim Koehler in Megabyte is going to try to give him a run for his money. This is a different Jim than we saw last season. In Holland, Texas, in freestyle, he started picking it up a little bit. We started seeing a little bit more of what we're familiar with from him, but he hasn't been doing too well so far this season. Can that be fixed tonight? He has a tough draw here in round 2. DD Live looking for more history, trying to get that 4th show and more points. He's already practically solidified into the World Finals. If he can just hold this spot for the rest of the season and no one can outdo him, he has a chance, or he will be there, I should say. Launching off the starting line to kick off the 2nd round. We're heading into that roller, and it is DD Live with a slight lead right now. Little sloppy landing from Jim Koehler, getting bounced around all over the place there. Super tight, looking to make up the ground. Jim Koehler is still behind as we head into the final turn. Looks to be making up some ground, though. DD Live clips the tires. Big bobble, and that is going to be all Jim Koehler in Megabyte to the line. What a run from Jim Koehler, managing to just stick with it, running his own lap, not worrying about who's in front and who's behind. Manages to work for him. Jim Koehler on to the next one. DD Live, no racing championship tonight. Kaylyn, Mowery, and Jailbird is coming out next on your right. She'll be taking on Jack Merkle in Vorian Prime. Jack is looking to make it up into the semifinals once again. I talked about it before, but he is hot and heavy on this trail. He's doing well in the point standings. He's up towards the end of the night in freestyle. Kaylyn, Mowery, in Jailbird also doing well, but she's fresh off of a final round appearance. She wants to get another one, and she wants that racing championship. She has to get through a really tough draw here in round 2, especially for this track. Jack Merkle was lightning fast last round. Can he do it once again is the question on Kaylyn's mind for sure. Launching off of that starting line, here we go. Nicely done, heading into the roller section. Really sloppy landings from Jack Merkle tonight. That truck just kind of doesn't know how to handle that crooked landing. In the racing competition, at least, it can handle it for freestyle. That's definitely exciting to see, but it could throw him off. It hasn't yet, though, as he has the lead heading to the finish line, and it is Jack Merkle once again going over as well. But I was going to say once again taking it to the line in first. Kaylyn, Mowery, and Jailbird done here in round 2. No Dubby final round appearance for her tonight. John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity is coming out next. He'll be on your right, taking on Chuckie, Pauken, and Excaliber. 2 second-generation drivers here facing off in round 2. This is going to be an awesome race, I can tell you that much. Both of these guys are incredible racers. Both of these guys are incredible freestylers as well, so no matter who goes down later on tonight, they'll be throwing down for the fans. I can tell you that much for sure. John Zimmer Jr., as I mentioned, he is a returning substitute. He didn't do too well. He closed out the season on the Custom Chaos Tour. He was our final substitute of the season on that tour, and he didn't get the points he needed at all, didn't get a win. I'd love to see him get one tonight, but he needs to knock out Chuckie to do it. I don't know if it's going to happen for him, to be honest. But here we go. It's anyone's race as we head over the rollers. Nicely done. Solid landings, keeping it controlled on both sides. Great turns as well. Chuckie in the lead right now, though, with a nice margin. Heading into the final turn. Oh, no. Big slide from Chuckie. It is all John Zimmer Jr. to the line. Terminal Velocity. Heading to round 3, our semifinals tonight. This is the farthest up the racing bracket he has made it. ever in his appearances. This is only his second appearance, but he didn't make it to the semifinals last time. He is making it up the bracket tonight, and I am loving it. I'd love to see Terminal Velocity hit that Dubby final round. Colt Durham and Plain Krazy coming out next on your right. He'll be taking on Jimmy Creten in Bounty Hunter on your left. Colt Durham. I mean, he has solid control of the truck. It's just racing doesn't typically work out for him. I'd love to see him make it up into that Dubby final round tonight. Can he do it? Maybe another question, but I say it every week because it's the most true thing I could possibly tell you guys. Every show is a new show. Every track is a new track. Every day is a new day for these drivers. Who will come out on top? You got me, man. We're going green to close out round 2. Big leap from Colt Durham to kick off the race. It's neck and neck here. Colt may have a very slight lead heading into this first turn. Looks like Jim Creten may be a little bit tighter, but Colt still has the lead if I'm seeing things correctly. Oh, this is a great race to the line. It's neck and neck. Little bobble from Colt down the final straightaway, and it's going to give it to Jimmy Creten in Bounty Hunter. Both drivers getting a little slap wheelie on the landing. Jimmy Creten on to the semifinals tonight. Colt Durham close, but not enough tonight. Semifinals consist of Jim Koehler in Megabyte, Jack Merkle in Vorian Prime, John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, and Jimmy Creten, there we go, in Bounty Hunter. Semifinals are here and underway. Jim Koehler on your right in that Megabyte truck. He'll be taking on Jack Merkle in Vorian Prime. Anyone's game, man. Anyone's game. I just said it last round, so I'm not going to say it again. But anyone's game here with this race. Jack really needs to keep this truck under control. The biggest struggle, I would say, is, landing after that roller. That first roller that we hit gives him some trouble, could slow him down heading into that first turn, or potentially upset the truck enough to high side it, and then his whole race is out the window. You don't want that to happen. Jim Koehler and Megabyte's been solid tonight. I can't really pick at anything from him. Let's see how it goes here as they pull up to that starting line, and here we go over this first car, and it's looking good so far. Oh, Jack Merkle all over the place in the landing. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And he is high-siding through that first turn. Look at that. He's behind right now, not by much. He has a shot to knock out Jim Koehler. Can he do it is another question. Oh, it's a drag race to the line. Heading to that final jump. It's close. But it's Jim Koehler in Megabyte by a tire tread. Jim Koehler is in his first Dubby final round of the season. You love to see it, and I am very excited to see what's going to happen. It looks like Jim is back. Can he continue this momentum for the rest of the season? I mean, I'd love to see him just get final round appearances even without the wins. Terminal Velocity, John Zimmer Jr. coming out on your right. He'll be taking on Jimmy Creten in Bounty Hunter. What a race. Two independent greats. A real legend in the monster truck industry, Jimmy Creten with that Bounty Hunter truck, but an early legend, John Zimmer Jr., second generation driver, really coming into his own with the Monster Jam world community. He's been a part of the Sim Monsters community, and he's killing it. And every show that I've seen, just recently had a Monster Jam show in real life in Nashville. That's pretty sick, man. So I'd love to see him do well tonight. He's in the semifinals already. Can he make it to the final round is the question. A little bobble on the landing might say differently though. Coming around that first turn, looking solid from John Zimmer Jr. A little slow on the exit, though. Jimmy Creten with a pretty solid lead on him right now. Oh, and a high side from John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity getting a save, but not enough to knock out Jimmy Creten tonight. Jimmy Creten in Bounty Hunter. Moving on to the Dubby final round, his first final round of the season. He has a shot at that Dubby Racing crown. Can he do it? The one-time world racing champion, one-time world freestyle champion. He wants a racing championship tonight. Your Dubby final round, it's Jim Koehler in Megabyte taking on Jim Creten In Bounty Hunter, the gyms going head-to-head here in Mott, Texas. Jim Koehler on your right. In Megabyte, Jimmy Creten on your left. Once again, in Bounty Hunter, Jim Koehler's been in this lane a couple times tonight. He's starting to get it down. Jimmy Creten has been in this left lane all night long. He may have a better shot at the win. We just got to see what happens. But be sure to check out the channel partner, guys, Dubby Energy. They got some delicious energy powders. Definitely the Calio cream flavor, that is a mango orange cream, as well as the beach and peach flavor, which is a mango white peach flavor, which is absolutely delicious. They also have some caffeine-free hydration blends, and you can get 10% off any purchase at dubby.gg using code RORSRPS at checkout, and any kickback from that comes straight into the channel. You can help support the RORSRPS channel, and any money that comes from that goes right back into this channel, whether it be creating stickers that I could give to you guys or whatever. Be sure to check out Dubby, guys, and help support the RORSRPS channel. But both trucks staged, ready to go for the Dubby final round, and we are green. Jim Koehler versus Jimmy Creten. Over the rollers, both trucks absolutely airing it out. Jimmy Creten may have a little bit of a bobble on the landing there. It looks like Jim Koehler has a little bit of a lead, but he clips the car. Did he just blow his shot? Around the final turn, it's close. It's another drag race to the line. Oh my goodness, Jim Koehler in Megabyte knocks out Jimmy Creten in the Dubby final round. Jim Koehler gets his first Dubby championship of the season. He's coming back, folks. He's looking for that tour championship. Excuse me. He wants another one. He got it last season on the Custom Chaos Tour. He wants the Indy Madness Tour championship. We got a whole season ahead of us, pretty much half of a season to go. I am very curious to see how he's going to do the rest of this season, but he's starting off nice here towards the middle with a racing championship. He needs to keep this up as he goes freestyling a little bit to give these fans a preview of what they're going to see from him and these other drivers in the next video. Stay tuned to the end, because the title card at the end will have a direct link to the freestyle video. And it's going to be awesome, guys. We're going to have a lot of action from these drivers. Big donuts from Jim Koehler in Megabyte. He is absolutely hyped, and I am super happy to see him take another championship. Oh my goodness. Gets a little barrel roll. Kind of crushes in those back fenders there, but nicely done. Getting back on all four BKTs. And that is going to do it. Jim Koehler in Megabyte, burning it down here tonight. Fullboar still leads the charge with 70 points. DD Phantom Protector ends up with 61. Megabyte creeping up into third with 59. Dawson, Rayas, and Shake Me with 53. Tied with Vorian Prime with 53. Megalodon takes 52. Amsoil Shock Therapy with 50. Jailbird 45. Little bit of a gap there between 7th and 8th. Excaliber ends up with 43. Jim Creten and Bounty Hunter takes 37. Bobby Holman and Shadow the Hedgehog with 32. Colt, Durham, and Playing Crazy with 31. And then our final page here, the back of the pack, Matthew Hood and Rage with 26, tied with Corey Fisher and Blacksmith. Dan Dahlgren and Iron Outlaw with 18. And Terminal Velocity, his first time appearance as a sub this season, finishing racing, his first racing competition with 8 points. Not bad, but be sure to hit that like button, guys. Let me know in a comment down below if you enjoyed tonight's episode of Racing. And check out the RORSRPS Instagram for all kinds of extra content, including early access to the week's racing bracket, pit party pictures, and more. But be sure to subscribe, guys. You guys like these videos. You guys want more of these videos. Subscribing is the best way to let me know, because let's be honest here, that number going up really does help me stay into it and invested and keep pushing these videos out for you guys. Dubby Energy, clean, jitterless energy, the channel partner. Got some delicious flavors. Be sure to check them out, guys. And you can get 10% off any purchase, anytime, anywhere at dubby.gg on the internet, or check them out at dubby.gg on Instagram. They also have an app on both the Google Play and Apple app stores. But if you guys enjoyed tonight's episode, like I said, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, stick around for freestyle in just a minute.